Hello, and welcome to Guiding Light. It's your host here, Blessing Chinwe, today, and we are gonna be talking so much about something I have observed over the years, over time. When I see young people seeking for a job, going out there for interview, there's a whole lot of things that they do say that is not expected from them. So today we're going to be talking about things not to say in an interview. There are things you should never say in an interview. So we know interview can be a really tense experience for you as a candidate, regardless of how many interviews you have done in the past. Each new one presents an opportunity to land a job of interest. So what are the things, if you may ask, you should never say in an interview? Like the interview that needs to establish that you meet in a company. The interview establish when you want to, stand out as the best candidate for the position. Of course, you may not be the only one struggling to get to the heights. So that's to be employed, gainfully employed. So no matter how tense or unsettled you are before you go in for the actual interview, I need you to take a long breath, stay calm, and look at it as a conversation. Whenever you go for an interview, I repeat again, you need to take a long breath, stay calm, and look at it as a conversation. Now here I'm going to be enlisting clearly things you should avoid saying in an interview. The first one we're going to look at here on Guiding Lights, we're going to be looking at the first one, which will be responding with yeah during an interview. I'm sure you must have heard someone when the interviewer asks you a question, you hear the person quickly say yeah, the YEAH language. Is this something you are guilty of? I mean, you listening to me right now. If this is something you do, you should stop it immediately. You need to stop it. And the reason is simple. Interviewers, if I must say, they find this irritating. Sometimes it is so bad that the look of irritation becomes visible on the face of the interviewer. So I want you to know that the word yeah, which is YEAH, is a casual form of yes, and it is a word you should usually use when hanging out with friends or having a conversation with friends, your close pals, your friends around that comes around on a conference, in a community, at a party. So no matter how qualified you are for the job or how much experience you have, using the word yeah, YEAH, instead of yes, can ruin your chances of getting hired. So a rule you must never forget is all interviews are formal meetings, and you should go in with a serious mindset. So never replace your yes with a yeah when you're filled with question at an interview. Once again, you're here on Guiding Light. Is your host, Blessing Chinwe. So the second thing we're going to talk about, another thing you should never say in an interview, is avoid saying, I have it on my CV. When the interviewer asks you a question, though your CV may be in front of that interviewer, you should never say, I have it on my CV. Please, look at it. The HR manager definitely read your CV, but if he or she is asking, it's an opportunity for you to go into details beyond what you have written on your CV. So be simple, clear, and concise while you communicate your answer, because Your ability to do so is what is actually being tested here. So another thing you should consider not to say in an interview is, don't say, I can think outside the box. No. You are not expected to say that. Anyone can say this. Any candidate can actually stake their claim on being able to think outside the box. But in actual term, what is thinking outside the box? Rather, say this. Find challenges and scenarios that show how you solved the task or took up a challenge by thinking outside the box. If I must tell you today, a rule: you must avoid cliche terms and remember to communicate and share scenarios and examples rather than give vague cliche statements. Another thing I would love for you never to say in an interview is to avoid answering an interview question with I don't know. Such language is not expected from you. If you reply a question with this answer anytime, I mean you listening to me right now, you will have words like rude, you are clueless, and sometimes they see that your lack of initiative is written all over you instantly. So this sits right on top of the list of things I must tell you that you should never say in an interview. Another thing you should not say in an interview is never say, allow me to answer this call at an interview. While you're in front of the interviewer, you are never expected to say, allow me to answer this call while they're in the room the interviewer is listening to you. You're getting close to the interviewer, getting his attention close. I say when you're getting close to being considered as the right candidate for the job. So if it's not the interviewer before you calling you, it is not wait till you walk out. The best thing you can do when going for an interview is to switch off your phone completely, instantly, so that you never say the word, allow me to answer this call at an interview. Another thing you should take note of, that you must never say in an interview is, don't say, I am going back to school soon. No. I'm telling you, this doesn't mean, hiring managers don't want you to upgrade your degree or improve your skill set with a certification. You just need to understand that you must remember that interviews are quite taxing and cost organizations lots of money to put everything in place and set you up for that very employment. So you having to recruit for the same role over the next few months is not ideal or cost effective. So when you finally get the opportunity to attend the job interview, what I would suggest you should do, take note of this: do not speak negatively about your previous supervisor, your colleagues, or your boss. Avoid telling the interviewer how you hate your last job. In every way, be civil. Please be positive. Do not lie and be formal. Or, whatever it is that is going to put your past employer in the negative side before the eyes of your interviewer, because it goes a long way to speak of your good before that interviewer in front of you. So I would love to hear more things. You feel you could go back after listening to this and jot down what more you feel that should not be heard listening to all this information released so far. So be very kind and get prepared. The next job interview is definitely going to favor you. Thank you for listening, and do not stop listening to Guiding Lights. It's once again your host here, Blessing Chinwe.